What's up, guys? It's me, Amy, back with another chat. Today, for some reason, the topic on my heart is to talk about Jesus and astrology. Growing up, I've always really been into astrology. My mom was super into it. I've always found it really interesting, kind of cool to study, to learn about. I never really thought of it as a bad thing. And now that I am walking with Christ, it's definitely come to my attention that it's not something you should be investing in, caring about. A lot of people say it's of the enemy and demonic or whatever. And I can see where that can be thought. You know what I mean? I can see where that thought comes from, because I remember a couple of years ago, back when I was into New Age, and really just looking for something to hold on to, essentially. I didn't know I was looking for God. I just knew that I needed something, some sort of higher power, something to just give me hope, something to just give me wisdom. I had this homegirl, and she would do psychic readings. And I'm not gonna lie, the things she said actually came true. That's the scary part of it. But that's neither here nor there. So I was also into astrology, and I remember ever since being in middle school, me and my friends, we would look up our astrology signs, and we would be like, oh, this is gonna happen. Oh, well, maybe our crush will ask us out. And then it's crazy because I went into that as I got older, and even as an adult a couple years ago, there was always certain signs that I was more drawn to, for men or for women. For instance, I really like dating Gemini guys. It was something about them, before. It was something about them where all of them were really talkative, outgoing, spontaneous, fun. They just matched my energy so well. And it was crazy how the same group of people, all born in that same time frame, were very similar. Same thing for girls. There were some types of signs that I got along with way better than I got along with other ones. So those were definitely the foundation for me believing, how is this not true? You know what I mean? And then I hear a lot of people on here talk about, well, yeah, of course those people all have those similarities. Of course they share things. Of course they're similar. It's all the same demon. I don't know much about it, so I don't want to say too much and step on any toes. And I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. So please let me know below if you want to. But it's just interesting because I can see where it gets taken to a point where God's no longer in it. So I got to this point where I would read my astrology sign and try to follow the horoscope or whatever it is, and really trying to relay it back to my life. You know how when you're scrolling on TikTok and those things will pop up on your For You page where it's oh, all Virgos in this month, Mercury retrograde, expect a change, expect that he's gonna come back, da 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 da. And I remember actually feeding into those things in my 20s, and I'd be wow, this must be true. I remember seeing this thing Virgo women, he really likes you. He thinks about you a lot. I want you to look for the fruit orange. And I'm oh, okay. And then and then I ended up hanging out with my crush later on, maybe that weekend or something like that. And I remember we ended up sharing a tangerine, and I was oh, this is it. This is it. He's really into me. Wow, that horoscope on my For You page on TikTok was so legit. This is definitely real. And that's the thing, once we start seeking outside, I guess you could say approval, outside guidance, that's when I think it becomes bad. Instead of praying to God, seeking God, asking God for clarity, asking him to help you, asking him if it's of his will, if it's not, please remove it, assessing your heart's desires for relationships, jobs, etc., anything like that. Once we start taking that away from God and putting it into something else, I think that's when it becomes an issue. Also, it gets kind of old having my identity always being oh yeah, I'm a Virgo. Okay, yeah, me and a million other people in here. Wow, okay, cool, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a perfectionist. Yeah, I like things a certain type of way. Yeah, I'm really hard to open up. I have a hard time opening up unless you really know me and I really trust you, da 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 da. It's those same qualities a lot of other people have too, that aren't just born and that end of August, beginning of September time range. I don't want to sit around and rely and look to something like astrology anymore, and horoscopes, and hope it's for me, you know, and take what you will out of it. Why would I want to sit around and waste my time on something like that? Yes, it gives you hope. Yes, it like gives you something to lean on, I guess you could say. Why would I want to sit around and waste my time on that when I could literally go straight to the source? When I could literally go to the creator of the universe, like, no, the creator of every single thing, the creator of life who put me here. Like, why would I want to sit here and like rely on the horoscope to give me the future when I can just sit here and pray to God and ask God for these things? Like, God will literally give you your future so many times. Like, there's been so many things that he's pointed out to me. Not everything, obviously. It's not going to give me a step-by-step of how my life is going to go. I wouldn't want that anyways. But why waste time reading the magazine with the horoscope, or the app with the horoscope? Like, okay, yeah, this is how my week's going to go. I'm going to like rely on this. Like, no, I think that's so silly. Like, what's the chances that you and all these other people are going to have the same week, you know, the same things go on? So yeah, I'd rather just take it to God, and I'd rather just ask him to like guide my path, direct my path, not just something written in like a app in the horoscope. But sometimes I also, and that's probably enemy speaking, kind of miss that, you know? I kind of miss being a part of that. Like, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm a Virgo. What's your sign? Really? Yeah, da 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 da. Oh, you're a Cancer. Oh, Cancer girls are my favorite. Yes, I know we're gonna get along good. Or like if I went out on a guy and I'd be like, so what's your birthday? And he'd be like, oh yeah, you know, like I said, I'm a Gemini. I'd be like, I know me and him are gonna have a good time together. Sometimes, like, I still think about those things, and I still wonder about those things. But at the end of the day, it's like really hard when you start following Christ and you have to, you know, essentially rewire your brain for a lot of the things that you've been doing living in the world, a lot of things that you grew up, you know, thinking was cool and fine and nothing bad about it. And I mean, it's all cool and fine or whatever to like read into it and things, but at the end of the day, for me, like, there's honestly no point in it anymore. Like, I'm in my 30s now. I do not need no horoscope to tell me how my week's gonna go. I don't need a horoscope to tell me my compatibility with some other man, you know, just based off the day we were born. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's some like truth behind it essentially, but I really don't care. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and seek my horoscope for guidance. Like, I rather go to my Father in heaven, the one who's literally like assigning my steps and ordaining them. I'd rather go to him, something more solid, something more trustworthy, I guess you could say, instead of just going on that. And I'm not saying anything against anybody who gets onto the horoscope and loves it and really like just finds worth in it. It helps them a lot. But I feel like there are so many times when I used to look into my horoscope and it's just kind of like disappointing almost, because like it would say certain things and then they were completely irrelevant to like what ended up going on in my life. Like, me and him were not soulmates, we were not compatible, like it didn't work out, or he didn't reach out this week, like what is this, why? Like, and it just almost became to the point where it was more disappointing. And I get like all of us, we really want to know like what the future holds and what's meant for us, and it's like hard to just like sit still and just sit in the time being and just wait for things to happen. I totally get that. But I feel like I've gotten a lot more out of my walk with God and trusting God and confiding in him and asking him things and asking him for clarity and discernment, more so than I ever got looking into my horoscope. And I just know it's just such a popular topic right now. And horoscopes have become really popular like the last couple of years, you know, to talk about your astrology sign and stuff like that. So I totally get it, and I can see like the lore behind it. But at the same time, it's something cool, but I don't really feel like there's any need to really feed into it, you know? Like, if you want something solid and concise, not always clear, but a lot of times clear and definitely helpful and actually makes you feel good, that's where God comes in. That's where my relationship with God steps into order, because I still felt empty. I still felt alone. I still felt confused, you know, reading the horoscopes. But yeah, so I guess I could see where people are coming from, where they think it's like demonic or of the enemy, because I think anything that takes away from God and God's power clearly would be of the enemy. So I can see that part about it. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, about me, I could really care less. Like, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, if you read them, that's fine by me. If that helps you, that's fine by me. And I know a lot of people on here are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that, Amy. But at the end of the day, who am I to judge what's helping you through the time in your life? You know, like, there's a lot of times where I was feeling really down, and the only thing that I knew at that time, because I hadn't found God, was astrology. And it was really popular within my friend group. And it kind of gave me a little bit of a hope until the disappointment came around. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, that's my take on it. I've just been thinking about it lately. I've just been thinking about it and trying to like relearn, like I said, everything that I know about it. But at the same time, I feel like I've just outgrown it. But it's still hard because someone did ask me my sign the other day, and I'm just like it just had me thinking, because like I was so quick to say, oh yeah, I'm Virgo. But then I remembered like no, like that doesn't really align with my beliefs anymore. So I think next time that I get asked that question, because it just came off the top of my head, like it was so random someone asked me that. I think the next time I do get asked that question, I'm going to say something along the lines of, I don't know what I'm going to say, but I really like when people are like, oh, what's your sign? And someone's like, the cross. I like that one. I think that's really funny. I don't know, but you should, like, I don't know. I really like that one. But yeah, anyways, I don't know what that really had to do with anything, but for some reason that was on my heart to talk about. So period. Love you guys. I have to go pick up a prescription at the pharmacy, and then I am going to go get an x-ray done on my knee. And then I need to get gas because tomorrow I have to go to Fresno, which is like 4 hours away from me. So I want to get gas today. And yeah, I'm going to go do that. And I'm going to come home, and I really don't want to do anything tonight. I want to relax and not think about anything. So I'll probably eat some ice cream and continue binging The Summer I Turned Pretty. I may go to worship tonight, but that's kind of late. I just kind of want to lay in bed and relax. So anyways, yeah, love you. Bye.